Chapter 1 Introduction. In the picturesque town of Elmridge, nestled amidst the gentle undulations of rolling hills and adorned with quaint streets lined by the stoic presence of ancient oaks, there lived a man named Mark. Elmridge, a town seemingly untouched by the relentless march of time, exuded an air thick with the sweet fragrance of nostalgia, each street telling stories of days gone by. Mark, an unassuming resident of Elmridge, embodied the epitome of ordinary life. He was a man of routine, navigating through the tapestry of daily existence with a simplicity that mirrored the rhythm of the town itself. His days were a mosaic of work at the local bookstore, interactions with familiar faces at the corner cafe, and the comforting embrace of the community he called home. As the sun cast its golden hues over Elmridge, Mark, like any other day, would traverse the familiar pathways beneath the old oaks, his footsteps in sync with the heartbeat of the town. His routine was a testament to the stability that Elmridge provided, a haven where the ordinary thrived, and the extraordinary was an occasional visitor, if at all. Yet, little did Mark fathom that the very ordinariness he embraced was but a fleeting illusion. Within the serene facade of Elmridge lurked the seeds of a narrative yet untold, a tale destined to unravel in a symphony of mystery, sadness, and tragedy. The air, once saturated with the tranquility of routine, now whispered secrets that danced on the edges of perception, waiting for the right moment to unfurl. Mark, a man blissfully ignorant of the impending upheaval, moved through his days with the assumption that life in Elmridge would continue its uneventful course. The town, however, had other plans for him. Unbeknownst to Mark, the stage was set for a profound transformation, where the mundane would collide with the extraordinary, giving birth to a story that would echo through the corridors of Elmridge's history. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows that played upon the cobbled streets, Mark's ordinary life stood at the precipice of change. The oaks, silent witnesses to the ebb and flow of time, rustled their leaves as if in anticipation, as though nature itself sensed the impending metamorphosis of Elmridge and its unsuspecting resident, Mark. Little did he know that the pages of his life were about to be turned, revealing chapters of mystery, sadness, and tragedy that would redefine not only his existence but also the very essence of the town he thought he knew so well.
Chapter 2 The Ordinary Life. In the heart of Elmridge, where the air bore the gentle whispers of a bygone era and the streets held the imprints of countless footsteps, Mark's days unfolded in the predictable cadence of routine. A denizen of Elmridge, Mark embraced the ordinary with a quiet determination, finding solace in the comforting familiarity of his daily life. The cornerstone of Mark's routine was the local bookstore, a sanctuary of stories nestled within the heart of Elmridge. As the town's custodian of narratives, Mark spent his days surrounded by the myriad tales of others, narratives that traversed genres, epochs, and emotions. The shelves, sagging under the weight of knowledge and imagination, were a silent testament to the collective wisdom of the written word. Mark's work at the bookstore became more than just a means of livelihood, it was a communion with the stories that lined the shelves, each book a portal to unexplored worlds and untold adventures. The creaking floorboards beneath his feet echoed the symphony of countless narratives, and the scent of aging paper mingled with the promise of discovery. Outside the realm of the bookstore, Mark's life unfolded against the backdrop of Elmridge's closely-knit community. The corner cafe, a hub where locals congregated, became a canvas upon which the daily tableau of his interactions unfolded. Conversations, like threads weaving through the fabric of time, connected Mark to the lives of those around him, the laughter of friends, the shared tales of triumph and tribulation, and the unspoken bond that defined Elmridge as more than just a town. It was a tapestry of shared experiences. Within the cocoon of Elmridge's community, Mark's family played a pivotal role in grounding him in the ordinary. Evenings were marked by the warmth of home-cooked meals and the soothing familiarity of familial bonds. The laughter of children echoed in the halls, a reminder of the simple joys that anchored Mark's life. Mark's routine, though seemingly unremarkable, was a mosaic of moments that painted the canvas of his existence with strokes of contentment. The predictability of his days became a source of solace, a shield against the unpredictability that lay beyond the borders of Elmridge. The town, with its cobbled streets and centuries-old oaks, cradled Mark in the embrace of routine, creating a haven where the ordinary was not just accepted but cherished. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow upon the familiar streets, Mark returned home, his heart content with the day's interactions and the stories he had encountered. Little did he realize that the very routine that brought him solace would soon face the tremors of disruption. The ordinary, once a sanctuary, was about to become the canvas upon which the extraordinary would unfold, altering the trajectory of Mark's life in ways he could never have imagined.
Chapter 3: The Unseen Shadows. As Elmridge succumbed to the muted embrace of twilight, its cobblestone streets took on an ethereal quality, shadows stretching like ink spills across the landscape. On one such gloomy evening, the air laden with the whispers of impending rain, Mark found himself closing the doors of the bookstore, the last echoes of a closing bell resonating in the quiet corners of Elmridge. The familiar creak of the door hinges signaled the end of another day, and as Mark adjusted the sign on the door, he sensed an unusual stillness settling over the town. The oaks, usually stoic guardians of Elmridge, rustled their leaves in a language Mark could not decipher, a prelude to the enigma that was about to unfold. In the dimming light, Mark's gaze caught a glimpse of a figure lingering in the shadows, a silhouette obscured by the interplay of darkness and faint street lamps. Intrigued, a spark of curiosity ignited within him. Elmridge, though steeped in routine, seldom witnessed events that deviated from the expected, and this mysterious presence stirred something dormant within Mark. As he approached the shadows, the figure seemed to dance on the periphery of Mark's vision, slipping away like a wisp of smoke. An enigmatic silhouette that defied definition, leaving only traces of mystery in its wake. Mark, determined to unravel the puzzle, quickened his pace, but the elusive figure continued to evade his grasp. A shiver, born not of the evening chill but of an inexplicable sense of foreboding, ran down Mark's spine. The bookstore, usually a sanctuary, now seemed to harbor unseen shadows that stretched beyond the confines of its shelves. The air crackled with an energy that hinted at secrets lying just beyond the threshold of perception. In the stillness of Elmridge, where the rustling leaves seemed to whisper ancient secrets, Mark grappled with a growing unease. The figure, though intangible, left an imprint on his senses, an imprint that echoed in the recesses of his mind. The mundane had given way to the extraordinary, and Elmridge, once bathed in the simplicity of routine, now bore witness to the emergence of unseen shadows. The encounter with the mysterious figure marked the inception of a narrative that transcended the ordinary contours of Mark's life. The oaks, witnesses to the unfolding drama, stood sentinel as the boundaries between the seen and the unseen blurred. Mark, unknowingly thrust into the realm of enigma, could not shake the feeling that something ominous had just crossed his path, casting a veiled shadow over the once familiar streets of Elmridge. little did he realize that the whispers of the evening heralded the beginning of a tale where the ordinary and the mysterious would converge, setting the stage for a journey into the depths of uncertainty and revelation. Chapter 4: The Silent Stranger. In the wake of that mysterious evening, Elmridge underwent a subtle transformation. The air, once filled with the comforting scent of nostalgia, now carried an undercurrent of tension. Mark, whose life had been woven into the fabric of Elmridge routine, found himself ensnared in the tendrils of an unsettling presence, the silent stranger. Days unfolded with an eerie regularity, and as Mark navigated the familiar pathways beneath the ancient oaks, he became acutely aware of a presence shadowing his every step. The silent stranger, a faceless enigma, seemed to materialize at the edges of his vision, a spectre watching from a distance, eyes concealed in the folds of anonymity. The town, once a haven of tranquility, now bore witness to the disquiet that lingered in the wake of the mysterious figure. Mark's routine at the bookstore, once a sanctuary, became tinged with an unspoken tension. The shelves of stories that had once whispered tales of distant lands now seemed to harbor an unsettling silence, as if the very essence of the bookstore resonated with the unease that had taken root in Elmridge. Mark's attempts to confront the silent stranger proved futile, the figure slipping away like smoke whenever he approached. A palpable sense of frustration mingled with the unease, and the once sturdy foundation of Elmridge began to crack under the weight of the unspoken presence. The town, it seemed, held its breath, awaiting the revelation of a secret that hovered just beyond the veil of understanding. As the silent stranger continued to weave through the tapestry of Mark's life, a disconcerting realization settled in. His ordinary existence was unraveling, threads of routine fraying at the edges. The once predictable rhythm of Elmridge now echoed with the irregular beats of uncertainty, casting a pervasive shadow over the serenity Mark had once taken for granted. Elmridge, now in the grip of an unseen force, mirrored Mark's internal turmoil. The corners of the streets, once illuminated by the warm glow of street lamps, now harbored pockets of darkness that seemed to echo the growing disquiet. The oaks, steadfast companions through the ages, whispered their ancient wisdom, but their leaves rustled with a cautionary tone. Mark, unable to shake the feeling that his life was hurtling towards an unknown precipice, grappled with the enigma of the silent stranger. Each attempt to pierce the veil of anonymity only deepened the mystery, and the once ordinary man found himself standing at the crossroads of his own existence, questioning the very fabric of reality that had once been his anchor. In the silent stranger's gaze, Mark saw a reflection of his own internal turmoil. The once stable tapestry of Elmridge now hung by a thread, and Mark, entangled in the enigma, teetered on the edge of a revelation that would irrevocably alter the course of his life. The silent stranger, an elusive presence in the unfolding drama, became the harbinger of a narrative that transcended the ordinary, plunging Elmridge into a journey where shadows held secrets, and the unraveling of the mundane heralded the emergence of a profound and mysterious truth.
Chapter 5: The Enigmatic Letter. The atmosphere in Elmridge bore the weight of the unspoken, an unsettling tension that lingered in the air like an invisible fog. Mark, the ordinary resident now entangled in the enigma of the silent stranger, discovered himself at the nexus of an unfolding mystery that transcended the boundaries of his understanding. It was on a day much like any other that the trajectory of his life veered into uncharted territory. As the sun cast long shadows across the cobblestone streets, Mark returned home from the bookstore, his mind still wrestling with the silent presence that seemed to dance at the periphery of his life. Upon reaching his doorstep, he noticed a peculiar object lying there, a solitary envelope. Its parchment bore the delicate weight of age, and the seal, an ornate insignia etched in deep indigo, exuded an air of antiquity. Curiosity stirred within Mark as he picked up the enigmatic missive. The letter, slipped under his door with deliberate intention, seemed to pulse with a quiet energy, as if it held the key to unlocking the secrets that lingered in the shadows of Elmridge. Breaking the seal, Mark unfolded the fragile paper and began to decipher the cryptic words that sprawled across its surface. The ink, a rich black that seemed to absorb the ambient light, conveyed a message that danced on the precipice between revelation and obscurity. The words hinted at secrets long buried beneath the facade of Elmridge, a tapestry woven with threads of tragedy and mystery. As Mark delved deeper into the letter, a chill settled in the air, as if the very essence of Elmridge clung to its mysteries with an iron grip. The narrative woven within the letter spoke of a bygone era, of events obscured by the passage of time, and of a tragedy waiting to be unveiled. Each sentence dripped with the weight of untold sorrow, and Mark, now a reluctant protagonist in this unfolding drama, found himself entangled in a tale that transcended the ordinary boundaries of his life. The letter became a portal, a threshold between the known and the unknown. Mark, his senses heightened by the revelation of hidden truths, felt the walls of his once familiar reality crumble. The oaks, stoic witnesses to the unfolding drama, cast long shadows that seemed to nod in acknowledgement of the seismic shift that had occurred. As the ink-stained parchment whispered its secrets to Mark, the silence that pervaded Elmridge became pregnant with meaning. The streets, once echoing with routine footsteps, now vibrated with the resonance of a narrative waiting to be unfurled. The once stable foundation of Mark's existence quivered, and the enigmatic letter became a catalyst for a journey into the heart of Elmridge's hidden history. Mark, standing at the precipice of revelation, grappled with the implications of the letter. The air, charged with the weight of the unspoken, bore witness to the transformation of an ordinary resident into the keeper of Elmridge's buried secrets. The enigma that had begun with the silent stranger now deepened, as the letter became a linchpin in a narrative where the past, present, and future converged in a dance of mystery, sadness, and tragedy.
Chapter 6: The Unraveling Threads. With the enigmatic letter in his hands, Mark plunged into the depths of Elmridge's hidden history, each word on the aged parchment pulling him further into a narrative woven with threads of mystery, sadness, and tragedy. As he delved into the clues concealed within the cryptic message, the town's facade of simplicity crumbled, revealing the complex tapestry of its concealed past. The letter, a key to unlocking the secrets veiled by time, spoke of an era long forgotten, where the seemingly tranquil streets of Elmridge bore witness to a drama of deceit and heartbreak. Mark, once a passive observer of the town's routine, found himself entangled in a web of narratives that transcended the ordinary. Dark secrets, buried beneath layers of forgotten memories, resurfaced with each revelation. Elmridge, it seemed, was not merely a canvas for everyday existence, but a stage upon which a tragic tale had played out, hidden from the gaze of its unsuspecting residents. The oaks, silent witnesses to the unraveling drama, seemed to sigh with the weight of the truth that had long remained dormant. As Mark followed the unraveling threads of the letter, he discovered a cast of characters whose lives had intersected in ways that echoed through the ages. Betrayals, once shrouded in the mists of time, emerged with a rawness that cut through the veneer of Elmridge's simplicity.
The tapestry of human emotions, painted in hues of sorrow and betrayal, revealed the vulnerability that lay beneath the town's serene exterior. Mark's journey into the past became a confrontation with the shadows that had lurked in the corners of Elmridge, casting a pall over its once untouched charm. The unraveling threads, like tendrils of fate, wove a narrative that spoke of choices made and consequences borne. The once simple town, with its charming streets and familiar faces, now harbored the weight of a tragic tale that demanded acknowledgement. The streets, once trodden with the casual footsteps of residents unaware of the hidden drama, seemed to echo with the whispers of the past. Mark, entangled in the revelations, moved through Elmridge as if in a dream, the boundaries between history and present blurred by the unraveling threads of the enigmatic letter. The air, heavy with the weight of Elmridge's hidden history, crackled with a solemn energy. Mark, now a custodian of the town's secrets, grappled with the emotional resonance of the unraveling threads. The once simple man, now immersed in the complexity of Elmridge's past, became a bridge between eras, a conduit through which the echoes of a tragic tale reverberated. As Mark continued to follow the threads of revelation, he felt the pulse of Elmridge quicken, as if the town itself yearned for its story to be told. The unraveling, though painful, became a cathartic process, laying bare the intricacies of human experience that had shaped the destiny of the once ordinary town. In the midst of deceit and heartbreak, Mark discovered a profound truth, that beneath the veneer of simplicity, Elmridge was a repository of emotions, a canvas upon which the hues of joy and sorrow, betrayal and redemption, painted a narrative that transcended the ordinary and embraced the complexity of the human condition.
Chapter 7: Searching for Answers. In the wake of the revelations contained within the enigmatic letter, Mark found himself propelled into a relentless quest for truth. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, he became the harbinger of Elmridge's untold history, a seeker of answers amidst the shadows that clung to the town's once idyllic facade. The ordinary man who had once traversed the familiar streets of Elmridge now transformed into a relentless investigator, determined to unveil the mysteries that had long lain dormant. Armed with the cryptic clues provided by the letter, Mark embarked on a journey that would take him to the heart of Elmridge's concealed past. His first destination was the heart of the town, the corner cafe, where the fabric of community was woven with shared stories and whispered secrets. Conversations with townspeople became a tapestry of narratives, each revealing a fragment of the concealed history. Mark's inquiries, once met with cautious glances, soon unearthed tales long suppressed by the passage of time. Elders, their memories etched with the weight of years, shared anecdotes that hinted at the existence of hidden truths. The town, it seemed, held its breath as Mark delved deeper into the labyrinth of Elmridge's history. Sifting through old records, Mark uncovered dusty archives that bore witness to the footprints of the past. Yellowed pages whispered of events obscured by the annals of time, and the inked accounts painted a picture of a town grappling with its own complexities. Each document became a piece of the puzzle, and as Mark meticulously pieced them together, the contours of Elmridge's concealed narrative began to emerge. The journey did not confine itself to the well-trodden paths of Elmridge streets. Mark, guided by the tenacity of his pursuit, explored hidden corners where the past had etched its indelible mark. Abandoned buildings, forgotten alleyways, and dilapidated structures became the backdrop for his quest, each locale harboring fragments of the story he sought to unravel. However, with each revelation, the shadows that had veiled Elmridge deepened. The town, once bathed in the simplicity of routine, now grappled with the specter of its own history. The more Mark discovered, the darker the shadows grew, casting a pall over the once serene town. The weight of truth, heavy with the burden of sorrow and betrayal, bore down on Elmridge, and Mark felt the gravity of his quest intensify. As the investigation continued, Mark found himself at the crossroads of conflicting narratives. Whispers of half-forgotten tales and obscured events blurred the lines between reality and myth. The oaks, silent sentinels of Elmridge's past, seemed to murmur with a cautionary tone, as if warning Mark of the repercussions that lay in the wake of his relentless pursuit. Mark, fueled by a determination to confront the shadows that clung to Elmridge, became both the architect and the victim of his own quest. The once ordinary man, now entwined in the complexities of the town's history, stood on the precipice of revelation. Little did he anticipate that the answers he sought would not only redefine Elmridge but also cast a stark light on the intricate tapestry of human nature, where shadows and light converged in a dance that transcended the ordinary and delved into the profound complexity of existence.
Chapter 8: The Heart-Wrenching Revelation. The relentless pursuit of truth led Mark deeper into the recesses of Elmridge's hidden history. As he meticulously pieced together the fragments of the past, he uncovered a narrative so heart-wrenching that it shook him to the very core of his being. The town, once shrouded in the tranquility of routine, now bore the scars of a tragedy that transcended the boundaries of time. The revelation unfolded as if from the pages of a haunting novel, each chapter more poignant than the last. Elmridge, it appeared, was not merely a canvas for stories of forgotten history but a living testament to a raw wound that continued to bleed into the present. The oaks, stoic witnesses to the unfolding drama, seemed to bow beneath the weight of the revelation, as if acknowledging the profound sorrow that had taken root within the town's soil. The tragedy, hidden beneath layers of secrecy and obscured by the passage of time, revealed itself with a starkness that left Mark breathless. Families torn asunder, lives irrevocably altered, and the very soul of Elmridge scarred by the choices made in the shadows of its history. The once simple town, now laid bare by the revelation, became a poignant canvas where the hues of sorrow and betrayal painted a narrative that transcended generations. As Mark stood at the crossroads of fate, he found himself not just an investigator but a witness to the lingering pain of a community. The echoes of the past reverberated through the streets, and the air carried the weight of unshed tears and silenced laments. The heart-wrenching revelation became a mirror, reflecting the resilience of a town that had weathered the storms of tragedy yet retained the strength to face its own history. Mark, entangled in the intricate web of Elmridge's past, felt the tendrils of empathy wrap around his heart. The once ordinary man, now a custodian of the town's secrets, grappled with the emotional resonance of a narrative that had eluded the consciousness of its residents. The shadows that had once clung to the edges of Elmridge's routine were now thrust into the harsh light of revelation, and the community, like a wounded soul, yearned for understanding and healing. The revelation brought with it a profound realization that the scars of the past, though concealed, had not faded with time. Elmridge, in its pursuit of simplicity, had borne witness to a tragedy that refused to be relegated to the annals of forgotten history. The oaks, with their gnarled branches and age-old wisdom, seemed to impart a solemn truth that the threads of sorrow and betrayal, once woven into the fabric of a community, could not be easily unraveled. Mark, standing amidst the echoes of the heart-wrenching revelation, became a conduit for the emotions that had long lain dormant. The town, once defined by its routines, now faced the challenge of reconciling with a history that demanded acknowledgement. In the wake of the revelation, Elmridge stood at a precipice, and Mark, a witness to the resilience of a community grappling with its own wounds, found himself torn between the roles of observer and participant in a narrative where the past and present converged in a symphony of pain and healing. Chapter 9: A Changed Perspective. As Mark's journey through Elmridge's labyrinth of mystery, sadness, and tragedy drew to a close, the tapestry of his life had undergone a profound transformation. The once ordinary man, who had traversed the familiar streets of Elmridge with simplicity, found himself reborn as a keeper of stories, a custodian of the town's hidden history. The revelation, heart-wrenching and poignant, had become the crucible in which Mark's character was tempered. Elmridge, scarred by the weight of its own past, stood as a witness to the metamorphosis of one of its own. The town, once draped in the tranquility of routine, now echoed with the footsteps of a man who had become a bridge between the layers of time. The oaks, guardians of ancient wisdom, seemed to nod approvingly as Mark, with newfound purpose, moved through the streets, each step a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Mark's transformation extended beyond being a mere seeker of truth. He became a vessel through which the stories of Elmridge's past flowed. The once silent shadows, now illuminated by the harsh light of revelation, found a voice through him. The tales of sorrow, betrayal, and tragedy, though haunting, became a means of connection between the past and the present, as if the very air carried the echoes of a community yearning to be heard. In the wake of the revelation, Mark's role transcended that of a detached observer. He became the embodiment of Elmridge's redemption, a testament to the capacity for change and healing. The town, once haunted by the spectre of its history, found solace in the courage of one individual who dared to confront the shadows and bring them into the light. Elmridge, though scarred by the weight of its history, discovered a sliver of redemption through Mark's journey. The resilience of the community, mirrored in Mark's own evolution, became a source of inspiration. The oaks, ancient witnesses to the ebb and flow of time, stood sentinel as Elmridge, through the courage of one man, redefined its narrative. Mark's compassion, forged in the crucible of Elmridge's hidden history, became a balm for the wounds of the past. The once ordinary man, now a harbinger of healing, extended his empathy to a community that had long carried the burden of untold stories. The town, once defined by its tragedies, now faced the dawn of a new era, marked by the strength of resilience and the transformative power of compassion. In the end, Mark's journey became a testament to the capacity for change within individuals and communities alike. Elmridge, with its scars laid bare, embraced the opportunity for redemption, and the once ordinary man emerged as a beacon of hope. The oaks, with their roots anchored in the soil of time, seemed to stand taller, their branches reaching for a future where the echoes of the past blended with the promise of renewal. Mark, the keeper of stories, had not only transformed the narrative of Elmridge, but had also discovered within himself the indomitable spirit that could turn tragedy into triumph and, in the pursuit of truth, illuminate even the darkest corners of the human experience.